Hello, my crafty friends. Today I am sharing a birthday pop-up card that I made for the Fun Friday challenge at your next stamp. The theme for this challenge is birthdays. So here is my card here. I have the white embossed candle background, make a wish, and when you open it up, the pop-up inside, happy birthday to you. So I'll go over some details of my card. I started with a white card base that is an A2 size and the beautiful new Make-A-Wish wrapping paper. For this card, I used white embossing powder and heat set it, then sprinkled it with pigment powders, watercolor powders. You can think brand names, Ken Oliver's Color Burst, Brush-O's. I know Stampin' Up! Had some for a while, and they're very concentrated watercolor powders. You just put a little sprinkle, and just a little, it goes a long way. Sprinkled on the colors, I used blues and greens and then spritzed them with a water bottle, and then I set the panel aside to dry. When it was fully dry, I wanted a little more contrast, so I pulled some color from the lid of an ink pad and used a water brush. So I just used some green and blue inks and just quickly did a watercolor wash inside a couple of the candles. Now, there might not show up in video. There is a bit of sprinkles. One of the pigment powders, the green that I used, is from Lindy's Stamp Gang, and they have some shimmer in their powders. So as I said, it doesn't really show up on video, but it does show up in real life. This Make-A-Wish, I love how bold it is, and you can see this is a green sparkle embossing powder, and it's very readable after it's embossed. And Make-A-Wish is a sentiment I use on a lot of different birthday cards. The stitched wavy circle, you've seen me use that a lot. It is another Your Next stamp set. And I cut it out of vellum here. And then the fun gumdrops. They are Emerald Ice gumdrops. And if you follow me, you know I love the Your Next stamp gumdrops. So that was it for the front of my card. I trimmed my Make-A-Wish wrapping paper panel down, matted it on a black stitched rectangle, also by Your Next stamp, and then added everything to my A2 card. For the pop-up inside, I used another new release item, and that is birthday greetings. There's the happy birthday to you and the candles, and there are coordinating dies available as well. I've added mine here to a magnetic sheet, and the die set has dies that cut the 3 different candles and also the happy birthday to you. More of the stitched rectangles also from Your Next stamp. And to do the coloring, I used, again, a water brush and just ink from the lid of my ink pads. There's also Wink of Stella on the bows and the candle flames, room to write a little something and sign our names there. If you don't know how to do a simple box pop-up, I have a couple of videos on that, and I will link one for you in the description box below. I also added another one of the stitched wavy circles cut from vellum. I'm really liking this new release at Your Next stamp. If you follow me, you know I make a lot of birthday cards, so to have some fun new birthday supplies is awesome. And I think with the color schemes, this is a card that would work for just about anyone. I'd like to show you some more samples I made with the Make-A-Wish wrapping paper stamp. While I had the stamp on the door of my Misty, I had my embossing powders out, my embossing ink out. I decided to make a couple of extra panels. This one is a pale pink embossing powder from my stash. My embossing powder is like 10-15 years old. So this one is a pale pink. I don't know if it's still available. I did the Make-A-Wish again in the pale pink, and these were just scraps left over from this card, and I may or may not use them when I make this card up. So there's the pink one. This one is pretty much the same as that. The only difference is I used different colors of the pigment powders. I really enjoy using watercolor sprinkles. One more panel that I can use to make a card with. And then the final one I used when I was digging out the green sparkle embossing powder. It was kind of a choice. Do I use the green? Do I use the blue? And so I decided to do a whole background with a blue sparkle embossing powder. And then I also did the Make-A-Wish. So while I had everything out anyhow, it didn't take very long to make 3 additional panels that I can use for future cards. If you enjoyed my video today, please give it a thumbs up. That really does help me out on YouTube. And subscribe to see more. And that's it for me today.